Factories changed the world. They produced cars, steel, machines, consumer goods. Today, another kind of factory is changing the world. But it produces none of those things. It produces computation, invisible, continuous, always available. Every search, every video, every AI response, every cloud application begins inside one of these buildings. Buildings most people will never enter. Buildings costing billions of dollars. Buildings quietly becoming the factories of the intelligence economy.
Every era builds its own factories. The Industrial Revolution built factories for manufacturing. The Information Age built factories for computation. The buildings look different. The machines are different. Even the products are different. But the purpose remains the same. Transform resources into value. Yesterday, the resource was raw material. Today, the resource is electricity, data, and computation. The factory never disappeared. It simply evolved. Walk inside one of these facilities, and you won't see products. You won't hear assembly lines. You won't find warehouses. Instead, you'll find thousands of machines working every second, every hour, every day, processing information, training intelligence, delivering digital services. These buildings don't manufacture objects. They manufacture capability. The capability to calculate, the capability to connect, the capability to learn. And in the modern economy, capability has become one of the most valuable products on Earth. Factories once converted iron into steel. Steel became bridges, railroads, ships, cities. Today's digital factories convert electricity into computation. Computation becomes search, navigation, streaming, artificial intelligence, financial markets, scientific research. Almost every digital experience begins with compute, and compute begins inside infrastructure. That changes the definition of production. The world's most valuable output is no longer always physical. Sometimes it is simply the ability to process information faster than yesterday. That is why these buildings continue growing, not because software became larger, but because civilization became more computational. Every year, the world asks more questions, uploads more data, runs more software, trains larger AI models, and every one of those activities requires another factory, not made of brick, but built from silicon, electricity, fiber, cooling, and capital.
People often think software creates value, but software cannot run itself. Every application borrows computation. Every AI model consumes computation. Every cloud platform sells computation. Computation has become a manufactured resource, produced every second, measured every millisecond, delivered on demand, just like electricity. You don't own the power plant. You simply consume the energy. The modern internet works the same way. Most companies don't build infrastructure. They rent capability. Capability produced inside these digital factories, quietly, without interruption, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year.
The first factory creates computation. Cheaper computation attracts developers. More developers build more software. More software creates more businesses. More businesses generate more demand. More demand requires larger factories. Larger factories produce cheaper computation. The flywheel accelerates. Again, and again, and again. This is why the largest technology companies keep expanding. Not because today's demand is enough, but because tomorrow's demand will be even larger. Infrastructure doesn't wait. Infrastructure prepares, years in advance. Sometimes a decade in advance. Because when demand finally arrives, the factory must already be running. The Industrial Revolution transformed physical labor. This revolution transforms cognitive labor. Factories once multiplied human strength. Now, they multiply human intelligence. Every new generation of compute allows larger simulations, better predictions, smarter automation, more capable AI. Entire industries begin changing. Healthcare, finance, manufacturing, education, scientific discovery. Not because software suddenly became intelligent, but because infrastructure became powerful enough to support a new generation of intelligence. Civilizations rarely change because of a single invention. They change when infrastructure reaches a scale that makes entirely new industries possible. Every factory creates output. Industrial factories produced products. Digital factories produce capability. Capability creates software. Software creates businesses. Businesses create markets. Markets attract investment. Investment builds more infrastructure. The cycle repeats. Quietly, year after year. Eventually, the economy begins changing. Companies no longer ask, how many products can we manufacture? They ask, how much compute can we access? Because compute has become the new industrial resource. Just as electricity transformed the 20th century, computation is transforming the 21st. Not replacing industry, but becoming the industry beneath every industry. When you open an application, you see software. When a business launches online, it sees customers. When an AI answers a question, it appears intelligent. But beneath every experience, there is a factory, not producing objects, producing computation. The modern internet is not built on applications. Applications are only the surface. Beneath them are buildings, machines, electricity, fiber, cooling, engineers, and billions of dollars working together. The internet did not become powerful because software became better. Software became better because infrastructure became powerful. That is the difference. Most people study technology. Few study the systems that make technology possible.
Every generation creates a defining resource. Coal powered the Industrial Revolution. Oil powered the 20th century. Electricity powered the digital age. Today, another resource is emerging: compute. Not because it replaces everything, but because everything now depends on it. Artificial intelligence, cloud computing, financial markets, scientific research, modern communication, national security. Every one of them begins with compute, and compute begins with infrastructure. Perhaps the most valuable product is no longer something we can hold. Perhaps the most valuable product is capability itself.
Most people will never visit these buildings. They don't appear on vacation brochures. They don't become famous landmarks. Yet, they may become some of the most important structures ever built. Because they don't simply support the internet, they support the future built upon it. Every new application, every new AI model, every new digital business, every breakthrough starts here. Inside buildings, quietly manufacturing capability, one calculation at a time, one request at a time, one generation at a time. Every click travels farther than it appears, from your device to a network, from the network to a data center, from the data center to thousands of processors, then back again, all within seconds. The experience feels effortless because the infrastructure is doing exactly what it was designed to do: remain invisible, while making the impossible feel ordinary. If you enjoy exploring the systems behind technology, the infrastructure beneath innovation, and the capital shaping the modern internet, subscribe to NEXNET and tell us below which hidden system should we uncover next. Civilizations are remembered by what they build, but they are sustained by what they maintain. Today, the modern internet has become essential infrastructure, not because we can see it, but because we depend on it. Behind every breakthrough, there is a building. Behind every building, there is capital. Behind every investment, there is conviction. A conviction that tomorrow's world will need more capability than today's world can provide. And somewhere, another digital factory is already under construction. This is NEXNET, inside the modern internet.